Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into exactly how to make your home the absolute star of the show in the Knoxville area's super competitive fall real estate market. We're going to break down what it takes to make a buyer stop in their tracks and say, wow, before they even get out of the car. So, if you're thinking about listing your home this season, you are in the right place. You know, that very first impression, the one a buyer gets from the street or, let's be honest, from their phone screen, it can literally make or break a sale. And let's be real for a second, the stakes are pretty high. With the average home price around Knoxville sitting in the mid 300s, getting that curb appeal right isn't just about taking some pretty pictures, it's about getting the most out of your biggest investment. So let's get into it.
First things first, let's talk about why this is so important before we jump into the how. And to really see these ideas in action, we're going to focus on a specific market, Lenoir City. It's a place where those lake breezes and gorgeous autumn colors create the perfect storm for selling a home.
You know, the most important thing is to understand who you're selling to. The typical buyer in Lenoir City, they're looking for a lifestyle. They want weekends on the water and an easy commute. They are not looking for hours and hours of yard work. Your home's exterior has to shout one clear message: life is easy here. And this quote, it really hits the nail on the head. That beautiful golden hour light we all love in the fall, yeah, it can make your house glow, but it also acts like a giant spotlight on every single flaw, every dead patch of grass, every chip of peeling paint. Trust me, your listing photos won't hide a thing. Okay, so with that in mind, let's start building our game plan from the ground up, literally. We're starting with the big picture, your yard. This is the foundation for everything else. Swapping out tired summer flowers for the right fall plants can completely change the vibe. Think about something like pansies. They bring in this rich color that lasts well into early winter. And those ornamental grasses like pink mugley, oh man, they catch that low autumn sun and the breeze just beautifully for photos. Plus, they're drought tolerant. That's a subtle little signal to buyers that this yard is low maintenance. And look, this doesn't have to be some huge, complicated project. These three simple steps create that clean, crisp look buyers love. Re-edging your garden beds, it's like putting a sharp frame on a beautiful painting. A fresh layer of dark mulch makes all your plants just pop. And just staying on top of the leaves, it prevents that messy, neglected look. It all just signals that this home is really well cared for. And hey, don't forget the practical stuff. A buyer might not consciously notice that the tree limbs are trimmed or the gutters are clean, but subconsciously, it tells them this home is safe, it's dry, and that the owner actually took care of the important, boring maintenance. That builds a ton of trust. Okay, the yard is looking sharp. Now, let's walk with that potential buyer right up to the front door. This is your chance to make a real emotional connection. You can see right here just how powerful a few small changes can be. I mean, look at the difference. A modern matte black handle, a fresh coat of a deep, rich color like navy, and big, clear house numbers. These are easy weekend projects, and the impact is just massive. It tells a buyer this home is updated and loved. You want to know the secret to that high-end designer look? It's layering. Start with a bigger outdoor rug, then pop your doormat right on top. And symmetry is absolutely your best friend. Two matching planters on either side of the door create instant balance. Then you finish it off with a simple, elegant wreath. It feels intentional, not cluttered. All right, now for a pro tip that can honestly make or break your entire listing. As the days get shorter, a lot of buyers are going to be seeing your home after work, so at dusk or even when it's totally dark. That means your lighting strategy is absolutely crucial. The real key here is getting the right kind of light. When you're at the store buying bulbs for your outdoor lights, look for a number on the box, 2700 to 3000 Kelvin, or K. This gives you that warm, golden, welcoming light. Think boutique hotel, not harsh blue-white hospital light. It makes all the difference. So there are three main ways to use that perfect light. First, use downlights to wash the front of your house in that warm glow. Second, use path lights. Solar ones are great to guide people beautifully and safely to the door. And third, use just one or two uplights to highlight a really cool feature, like a gorgeous tree or some of that cool ornamental grass we talked about. Now, when it's time for those all-important listing photos, here is your checklist. Schedule them for that magic window right around sunset. Turn on every single light, inside and out. It makes the home look so alive and welcoming. And a final, simple step: clean the glass on your light fixtures. It's the difference between a fuzzy, blurry halo and a sharp, intentional glow. Okay, so we've covered the yard, the porch, the lighting, all the details. Now let's zoom back out and connect all of this to what's really happening in the local Knoxville market. how does all this work actually make your home stand out from the competition?
It really helps to try and get inside a buyer's head. They aren't just looking at your house by itself, they're comparing whole neighborhoods. They might be weighing the consistent look of an HOA in Farragut against the awesome trail access in South Knoxville. And this is where your polished, low-maintenance curb appeal becomes your secret weapon. It directly reinforces that unique promise of Lenoir City, an easy, convenient lifestyle.
And that convenience factor is huge. With a commute of just 25 to 30 minutes to downtown, Lenoir City is a serious haven for commuters. So a home that looks easy to care for on the outside just perfectly complements that promise of a stress-free drive. So, look, if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Every single decision you make about your home's exterior, from the kind of mulch you use to the light bulbs you buy, it should all be working to reinforce the promise of that easy, convenient lifestyle that buyers in this area are literally dreaming about. In the end, curb appeal isn't just about mowing the lawn. It's about telling a story. You're not just selling a house with a certain number of square feet. You're selling the idea of cozy fall evenings, of easy weekends, of a beautiful place to come home to. And those are the details that really stick with a buyer. That golden autumn light is on its way. The only question left is, will your home be ready for its close-up? Thanks so much for watching.